To my artists out there, how do you heal with your art? How do you get beyond your creative blocks and create what you desire to create? In this video, I will demonstrate a method of healing a creative block. This is big, y'all. Here we go. Once upon a time in my childhood, I began to draw comics and knew I was good. Shout out to the rapper Slick Rick. Okay, what I am doing here is visually documenting a drawing process from one of my favorite childhood drawing books, Drawing Famous Cartoon Characters by Lee J. Ames. This is Catfish and His Horse Molasses from the comic strip by, the comic strip is named Catfish by Raj Balin. The first time I drew this was in fourth grade on white paper and pencil. And I brought this to school with me one day and I showed my classmates, this is what I can draw. And they looked at it and said, "Whoa, I did not know you can draw that. I did not know you could draw like that. This is so good." However, in this same classroom, there was a boy who was about 1 year older than me, and he saw it and he said, "Whatever, you just trace that." And that really put a damper on my spirit there because I knew I didn't trace it, And I said that I'm like, "What are you talking about? I said it. I sat at home and I drew this." And he just brushed me off like it was whatever. At the time, I didn't know that those words and that gesture would harm my creative path. I, I, I didn't know at the time that I needed to process this. Since that time, I have expanded my artistic abilities. Sketching, drawing, painting, digital art, 3D art, etc. Fortunately, I still carry the belief that I am an artistic creator and I would receive praise and acknowledgement over time from other people. However, like many artists out there, I have experienced bouts of imposter syndrome. I didn't think my work was good enough sometimes. I would look to other artists to see what they were doing, and I would feel like I'm not accomplished enough. I'm not doing enough. And, unfortunately, I experienced periods where I wasn't creating art consistently. There were periods I ventured into other areas that I felt were more successful, especially as I became an adult. I did have a career as a front end web developer, and I still have skills in that area. And hey, I've made some good money in that career path. However, um, the artistic part of myself was unfortunately put on the back burner at times, and I didn't really feel good like that. I felt kind of empty when I wasn't creating. Fortunately, I still did, just not as consistently as I wanted to. Over time, the artwork I was creating just, stayed closed in my sketchbooks and stuffed into portfolios, and many people have not seen the work I've created over time, even family. So, in my heart, I was an artist. I just wasn't as consistent and visible as I have desired to be. Now, back to my childhood and that circumstance I had with that older boy in the classroom. Let's call him Jay. I had forgotten about this situation until relatively recently when that drawing book came back into my life again. When I flipped it open and saw the catfish character, that's what triggered the memory for me. And I said, "You know what? I'm an adult now and I have an abundance of creative and technical abilities, such as creating and editing this video. So then I thought, why not demonstrate to the public, that I can actually draw this character, which I'm doing right now, which you are looking at right now. By showing you all this creative process in this video, I am demonstrating that I am not tracing this drawing. You can see it. Those are my hands. Look at me sketching and drawing and inking and doing an ink wash in this video. Yes, this is me. Yes, I am doing this. Okay? I am feeling really good about this process. And here it is, my toned ink wash drawing of Catfish and his horse Molasses on watercolor paper. To my child self from way back in the day, we did it, girl. We drew this on the camera and everybody saw us do it, okay? By doing this process, I have unlocked some core beliefs which will aid me in moving forward as an artist. So, with that said, I here now forgive Jay for that comment he made about my art when we were kids in elementary school. I'm sure he didn't know how damaging that could be to someone who has a natural artistic talent and is very proud of their abilities. However, I am fortunate to recall this situation and have the wisdom to heal myself from that. I also forgive myself for holding on to beliefs that I'm not good enough or capable to do what my heart leads me to do. For many of you watching now, this video may resonate with you. What people or situations have created doubts in your artistic journey? You know in your heart what you can do, but certain situations may have told you otherwise. Perhaps, like I have done here, you can show your work to family, friends, associates, or even quote unquote strangers. Post your work on social media, especially if you have never done so. Create a website, put a gallery of your work on your site, and perhaps even sell it. Use one of the platforms. There are many platforms out there to sell your work, digital. I'm not going to mention the names, but you know what they are. Or you can even go up to like an artist market, set up, go to a market and see how other artists are setting up and be inspired by how they do it. And then you can go to a market and sell your own work. You can even, if you have the abilities and the knowledge and the know-how, create a book of your work, whether it's like kind of DIY handmade or get it professionally published. However, get your work out there. Be seen as an artist. May this video inspire you to take action, to be acknowledged as the artist you are. And with all of that said and shown, I will see you in my next video.